He's
Wait. How Native American are you?
8th.
What, an eighth?
Yeah, he's like
Does that count?
no,
Yeah, it doesn't count for anything.
no.
What kind of Native American?
The Cherokee Nation.
Oh.
So like my great grandfather's name was Walking Stick, and then
really?
yeah, and then my grandma existed, and then my dad.
Is your grandma a white lady?
But yeah,
Your
she. I mean, because it's like Walking Stick got with a white person, and then more white.
Swinging that walking stick around. That's how we do it in the Miller household.
That's how we do it. Uda Labnusti. That's how you say Walking Stick.
So walking stick was Cherokee.
Walking Stick was Cherokee man.
He would have loved Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
the
my
shit,
dad
man.
loves Hustle and Flow. My dad, who is white, basically loves Hustle and Flow, but he is country, and that movie is country kind of. I mean, it's like hood, but it's like country, and so it's like, man, look here, man, like, you know.
I've never seen Hustle and Flow. I have no idea what.
But
it
you
is.
just know about the Terrence Howard Maine.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I mean, I know about Terrence Howard. Yeah, he's pretty crazy. You know, he has his own. He thought he invented a new kind of math.
1 + 1 does not equal 2.
Yeah, teriology.
Teriology? Is that real?
Yeah.
What the?
He's awesome, dude.
I gotta look. Hold on. Now I gotta look up teriology. Also, we have a
Yeah.
third. We have a third mic today. This is my pal. Whatever. We'll figure out. But he's a true blue.
Ben Jacobson.
Ben Jacobson.
Yeah.
He's
So
a
that
true
one.
blue Aussie, and he loves a VB.
At 20 to 8 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get some Aussie listeners on this one.
Wait, is True Blue? Is that an American thing?
No, mate. Dinky Die, True Blue Aussie.
Put the mic
Oh,
up
that's
closer.
really.
Yeah, man.
Oh, is that where that comes from? When Americans say it, is it they referencing an Australian thing?
I mean, maybe it rhymes, though, so
Yeah,
I think probably a lot of people came up with that one.
I guess if it rhymes,
It's got to be true.
yeah, it's gonna be real.
Terrence
It's an English
Howard. Terrence Howard strongly believes that 1 × 1 = 2, and the media is lying to you about it. He said, he goes, "How can it equal 1, man? If 1 × 1 = 1, that means that 2 has no value because 1 times itself has no effect, man."
It's pretty obvious to our listeners, but I'll just say it just for the record. Franklin's reading just text, and he's doing that voice himself.
Yeah, that's me.
I know
Yeah.
it sounded like Terrence Howard was on the podcast for a second.
Teriology, man. Teriology.
They're lying to you, mate. It's big arithmetic.
Big arithmetic.
They're holding us all down.
I know. Thank you to Terrence Howard for showing us the truth.
Of course. This is when we say true blue Aussie. This is it.
If you're a fucking fair dinkum fucking full-grown Aussie, this is what you'd have for breakfast, you fucking dog cunts. A fucking VB
Long neck.
at 20 to 8 in the fucking morning. Get that up, yeah.
Puts in the side, too, right in the side of his mouth.
Get that up, yeah.
What is he drinking? What is it?
VB, the
VB.
Green Demon, Victor Bravo, the San Francisco 49er. It's made for a hard-earned thirst, mate. You know?
Yeah, it looks like it. Long neck,
It's the long neck.
big sipping.
Absolutely, man. That's the long neck, 750 mils. You know, it's like a 24-ounce beer, man.
At 20 to 8 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, that's the best time to have a beer. In the shower before your construction job.
Dude, everybody in Australia works construction. They all wear that high-vis orange shirt, and they all wear
That's
shorts.
everyone that works construction in America, too.
No,
I have high-vis orange shirt.
Yeah, but they're wearing like T-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got,
This is-
I got
this
3
is-
construction T-shirts in my room.
Does this look bad because I work in construction and I'm like, that's such an Australian.
You work in administrative construction. You don't work on the fucking job site.
I'm a bricklayer.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
wish.
do.
You wish, kid.
I wouldn't even be
You
able
ever
to.
been to a construction site and guys start like making fun of you?
No.
They usually catcall.
Catcall Franklin.
Yeah,
they think
he's pretty.
A pretty lady. Yeah.
Hey, boys. Guess who's not getting paid this week?
Hey, Frankie. Pushing pencils in the office. You're like, I know I'm little Miss Thing on the job site.
Yeah, dude. I've never seen brick and mortar ever in my life, bro.
You know, you ever have a manual labor job in your life?
Yeah, I did. I worked construction whenever during the pandemic, my parents run a small business. They run like this conference center, and mostly because it was renovating. Mostly I did most of the demo myself, but I installed a few things. So I had to work construction.
Like what?
Like I basically rebuilt a bathroom with the assist of the regular maintenance man there, but I was like the second guy, so it was just me and him. And
Were you helpful to him, or do you think you were
No.
a burden?
I was a big help because like on days he wasn't there, they would give me a list of things and I just get that done. Like I gutted this entire bathroom and installed, like it looks perfect. It's a nice handicap accessible ADA bathroom.
That's cool.
With the bars and everything. You just give me a drill, you give me a hammer, you give me a drill, I'll get the job done.
All right. I'll give you like a stack of 2x4s and some tools and just see what you can make for my apartment.
They don't want me. You don't want to give me that. The world doesn't want me to have that power in my hand. I'll build a comedy club. How about that?
All right.
The mothership.
Just some wood.
Just somewhat, dude. All you need is
That's all you're doing.
all you need is just
Build
a
a stage,
slightly elevated surface, and I'm gonna say it's a club. That's it.
Damn. Frank goes DIY.
Franco's DIY.
Franco's DIY.
Look, that's how you get booked. All right, that's how you get
Are you a
booked.
comedian, Ben Jacobson?
No.
No. Ben Jacobson is a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
Very boring.
Boring, or do you ever like defend like a murderer or something?
I do transactional stuff, so no.
He's into murders and executions. That's what he does.
Oh, like
Mur-
Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
I do the murdering. But yeah, no. But despite my profession, I have too done a little bit of manual labor down at the nut factory, shoveling almonds in Western Australia.
Shoveling almonds?
Yeah, shoveling almonds. Shoveling
Just off the ground? There's like a pile of them and you shovel them.
No.
into the engine?
You got like
power the
You
train.
power that train with almonds. This
No.
train runs on almonds.
No, it's like I worked for a wholesaler, like selling like bagged almonds like by the pallet.
Okay.
And so it's like, at one point I had to work the production line, and so you got a big bin like that has like a
bunch
ton of
almonds.
almonds in it, and you just shovel that into the hopper like for the machine for like you do that for like 3 hours.
What does the hopper do? It grinds them up? Or
No,
just
the hopper
sorts them?
like feeds the almonds into the bagging machine.
It's like conveyor belt.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. I speak
What are
Australian.
do you have any dirty secrets about the
almond
Australian
industry?
nut industry?
What do you know about big almond?
Is there ever like a dead animal in the nuts and they're just like shovel it in anyway?
Shovel a rat in there.
So it was like
I'm surprised shoveling the rat is not another euphemism for sex in Australia. Yeah, shovel the rat in there.
Stabbing the rat is a euphemism for jerking off.
Really?
Ever heard that one?
Nah, I never heard
how
that.
the fuck are you jerking off, bro?
Violently.
Just punching himself in the balls. That's what he's doing. That sounds like some Long Island. That's some
I'm
Long Island.
stabbing with a knife, stabbing my hairy penis.
What are you stabbing a rat over there? You stabbing a rat?
But no dirty secrets.
No.
There's
So
never
we
been like a contamination, and they're like, don't. just don't tell anyone.
so we had this boss that was known as the Sultan of Condell Park, where the factory
The
was.
Sultan.
Yes.
The Sultan of the almond factory.
Yeah, well, we also did dried apricots, right? 90% of the world's dried apricots come from Turkey. So
From Turkey, but you were in Australia.
yeah, but
guy's
you
lying
import
left to right
them.
over
You
here.
just got to import them down.
So
But
that you can shovel them. They're like,
Yeah.
you're the best shoveler in Western
Yeah.
Australia.
Look at this guy's deltoids.
absolutely, I can shovel for days, mate. But the Sultan, he didn't really care too much for like general business ethics. So like almonds get
He was Turkish. That's why you called him the Sultan.
he's not Turkish. I don't want to give away too many identifying details.
He's just
From-
the Sultan.
From around that area, shall we say. But yeah, like, if it was raining outside, he would like park his Jag like in the factory, like where we were supposed to be doing like the shoveling, which is I'm sure that's some type of
I guess so. Just blowing exhaust onto the
yeah.
bins.
And then, like, he just like to break contracts, like, on the sly, though. Like, almonds get graded, right? And so, you got your contract for the primo almonds, and what the Sultan used to do is he would get like 70% primo almonds and then like 30% mid almonds and blend it all together and then just sell it as primo.
Damn. Fuck, what a piece of shit. Should be in prison.
No, it's a dirty almond game, man.
He's
I've
laundering
been eating
all-
almonds before. I've been eating them. And they just pop it in my mouth like, these are good almonds. No,
And then you get
I'll
one
eat
bad
one
one.
that I'm like,
Mm.
I think the Sultan stuck his dirty fingers into these
I think
almonds.
he stabbed a rat and then stuck it in there.
He's scheming on these almonds. These
Look, I
aren't-
mean, if you
aren't
really
primo.
wanted the nut industry dirty secret, is that a shocking percentage of cashews are processed using slave labor in
Oh.
Vietnam.
Blood cashews.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Oh,
and
really?
and so cashews, right? They're not a true nut, right? So it's like they grow, and there's like this sort of fruit, fleshy thing around it. It's called cashew apple, right? And the juice of that, where like the actual like nut is like caustic. It's like acidic, right? And they've just got little children out there burning their hands to bring you your blood cashews, mate.
We don't rock with cashews here. This
Yeah.
is an almond and pistachio
Yeah, I
house.
really only eat pistachios.
Yeah.
That's like my only nut.
I love pistachios.
Yeah. Damn, blood cashews.
Blood cashews. I'm looking
I
this
never
up.
knew.
Cashew fruit. I'm looking up the fruit.
I guess all the clothes I'm wearing are also probably produced by slave labor.
I mean, I'm wearing Nike top to bottom, so. Oh my! Look at that. It looks like a bell pepper with like a thing on the end of it.
It does look like a bell pepper, yeah.
That's crazy.
You're wearing head to toe Nike. Is that what you do usually?
I'm a big Nike guy. Yeah.
Big Nike.
Big Nike guy. I can't wait for the Franco.
Do you ever get the Nike swoosh shaved into your head?
No, I did have some design shaved in my head when I was big into frat rap in like 2010, and I was like, yeah, I can relate to the rap game.
What was frat rap?
Frat rap was like Mac Miller, Sammy Adams, Asher Roth, early G-Eazy, Mike Stud. I mean, there's
I knew literally one guy.
there was a guy from West Virginia named Huey Mack that was a frat rap guy.
So what did you have shaved into your head?
I just got like 3
The N-word?
lines. I got
The
what'd you
N-word
say?
shaved into your head?
What'd you say?
The N-word.
I had 3 lines. I had 3 lines shaved into my head, like little racing stripes shaved into the side of my
Okay.
head.
That's not. I would have seen that and been like, oh, Franklin got 3 lines.
Yeah,
Not like he's a fan of G-Eazy, Mike.
Mike
the
Stud.
or-
Mike the Stud.
Yeah.
Listen, I
ever-
drove a blacked out Honda Civic with a subwoofer in it. I was that guy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't get laid in high school.
That's all right. It's all right. You have more character because you never got laid. in high
That's
school.
true. I think there's truth to that.
More, you have more of a deeper personality and sense of self.
Working on myself, yeah.
Someone who got a lot of pussy and is awesome. No, I'm with you. I didn't get laid till like the very end of high school, and it was with my girlfriend.
No, we talked about this because we got laid at the same time because I was 19 and you were 18.
17.
17, and I was, 18. And it was like we were probably hooking up at the same time.
It's true.
Yeah. You look so good with your...
When did you lose your virginity?
18. I'd finished high school. So
Yeah. All right.
You look so good with
Pretty
your
average
new
ages.
haircut. You look good. I just wanted to say that
So
on
you.
air.
You
Thanks.
look good.
All
You
right,
look good too.
back to you.
You ever get a Nike swoosh shaved in your head?
no, I didn't. I rocked like the
You had the Macklemore
yeah.
haircut.
I had the Macklemore haircut from
Oh,
like
really?
2010 until like 2 years ago, and then I just decided I needed to look more like my idol Travis Kelce, and so I just went full hog, dude.
Did you, when you got
full hog.
the Macklemore haircut, did you show your barber a picture of Macklemore?
No, I didn't. And I thought I was being like pretty cool, right? So when I left high school, I played for this like semi-professional rugby team, right? And in our team, including myself, we had 3 white people, and everyone else was Pacific Islander, right? And these guys were playing under 20s. And, like, most of these guys have, like, they work in fucking construction. Like, their partners and their kids are coming to watch our games in under 20s. Like, these guys are 19 years old with, like, multiple kids. All Pacific Islander. And, you know, I'd gotten this schmick new haircut. I thought I was looking good and came down to training. And Macklemore the entire fucking training session. So I just had to accept it.
But did it bring you closer together as a team? Ribbing you that way?
It did. It really was. It really seemed like, because they used to like make fun of me for going to university as well, and it seemed like shitting on me was like a really good like.
Oh,
team
look at this!
bonding.
Look at this bloke. He goes to college. He think he's going to get a degree. Look at that guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Sully, you think you're so smart, eh?
Well, someone's got to be that guy, you know, on the team. It brings everyone
Camaraderie,
together.
yeah.
A team that doesn't have that guy, they don't win championships.
You got to have a punching bag.
Yeah. So that was me, but you know, it swings and roundabouts after a while. You know, as an 18-year-old, like being able to identify like what Pacific nation someone comes from by like the design on the tattoos on the arms, very useful for building rapport with bouncers.
In Australia.
Yes.
Yeah. In America, that's like kind of useless.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see what type of. That looks like Fiji, maybe, and you're just like
when
down
you
the block.
know, when you like identify that on somebody, are they like, oh shit, like they're like excited that you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you see it, and like you know, you have a look, you have a look, or there's someone, you go up to him, you're like, hey, us, what's going on? If they're Tongan, you call them toko, toks. So
And they're cool with that, or
yeah, dude, it just means cousin.
oh word, okay.
That's
I
pretty
figured-
cool.
I figured it wasn't like a derogatory thing if you're just throwing it around so willy nilly.
I feel like in the States you can't really say cuz to each other because the Crips sort of took that one. You can't be like, what up, cuz? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean you never know what's gonna upset someone
That's also true.
in America,
That's also true.
so you just got to just say everything all the time and upset everyone. It's just yeah. So what are you doing in America? Do you live here?
Yeah, man, I live
Oh, word.
live down in the nation's capital.
In D.C.
Yeah, in
So you're
DC.
a lawyer in D.C.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
But it's Ben Jacobson. It's Ben Jacobson
Yes,
is his name.
Ben Jacobson.
Ben Jacob. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only Australian lawyer in D.C. There's a community.
Not that I'm aware of. I also typically don't like seeing other Australians in America. I've carved
Really?
I've carved out my niche. I get too much attention for being exotic. Like, go find your own American white people
I'd understand that.
Dang.
to dazzle. Yeah.
When I went to Denmark when I was 19 because I have a friend that lives there, and anytime we'd run into an American traveler, they would really try to like be like, oh, how's your trip been? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm talking to Danish girls who think I'm cool because I'm an American. I don't need this fucking dork breathing down my neck.
You don't need this guy with like a hiking. He's got all his hiking stuff on.
Yeah.
You know? Just head to
Yeah.
toe LL Bean.
I get that. What are you when you run into another Australian? Are they like weird about it, or are they the same? Where they're like, I have my own thing going on.
It's usually they're usually cool about it. Like, one of the issues though when you like run into like Australians like over here is that they tend to come from like super like rich backgrounds, and they tend to suck.
That
Oh,
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I get that.
How much is the flight? Does just the flight from like I guess Sydney to New York? Sounds like a cheap flight.
I know I'm doing that one later today, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Yeah, so, I mean, Sydney to New York, like, you're looking at, like, 6 hours to get to LA, and then, like, 12 and a half, 13 from LA, so, you know, you're looking at, like, 22, 23 hours of flight time.
Jesus Christ. I don't know if I could ever do it.
No, and he's going. I don't know why you're doing this as big as you are. He's going economy, overseas, middle seat, bro. How are you doing that?
I respect that. Common man.
Yeah,
He lives in DC. He's got to keep up appearances. He's one of the people.
Yeah, I've got to say, one, I got to save money, but then two, like, I've got like a little bit of a strategy going.
Okay,
Right.
What's the strat?
Are you trying to get laid on the flight?
Absolutely not.
That's the strategy.
No, so, but the timing's going to be the issue, right? Because I want to eat like a whole bunch of the Bell, like 2-3 hours before I get on that flight, right? If I'm in the middle seat.
You talking about Taco Bell?
Yeah. Take off,
You're
right?
out of your mind.
You take off. As soon as that plane leaves the ground, I'm going to start ripping ass. Just like real bad. And then like 45 minutes in, my seatmates around me are going to request change. No one wants to sit near me because I'm the stinky motherfucker. And then you got the whole road to yourself, man. You got to play 3D chess sometimes.
He's trying to air out. He's trying to
Alright.
up the heater on him.
Yeah, I like any kind of strategy that involves farts is pretty good. I like
It's
that a lot.
also just like such like a middle school harebrained scheme. It's just like, all right, we're gonna fart, and then it's like,
I don't know why you're calling it harebrained. I think it's genius.
I think it's smart. I've never been on a. I didn't even honestly know that you could request a seat change on a flight. It never even occurred to me. I've put up with all sorts of bullshit.
But it's like a really long haul flight like that. Like you just get up and you change seats. I don't even ask the attendant.
Are there usually open seats?
Well, no, they're like assigned, but like more people aren't getting on the plane after an hour. So like,
I guess.
if a row's empty, it's free real estate.
I've only had one occurrence where I get a seat change, and it was on my flight to Cincinnati a couple months ago. The attendant walks through and goes, "Who is sitting by somebody they don't know?" Boom, and she goes, "Come with me." And I got upgraded to that middle class. I tell you what, I might be a middle class flyer from now on.
Middle class?
The middle class business
How
economy.
big was the plane
economy
from
plus.
New York to Cincinnati?
It wasn't very big, but it was one of those. It was one of those. It was one of those where it has like the two, like that you have more leg room is basically what you're paying for. You have the more leg room.
Never heard of middle class before.
It's not called middle class, but it's like economy plus or whatever, or business class.
All right.
All right.
So you're making like $80,000 a year or something.
I'm not at liberty to talk about.
Just what's your bank routing number?
He just sucks all the money out of
Yeah,
there.
We could change your name.
Yeah.
It's like-
My name is
Birthday and mother's maiden name.
my name is Charles Frankel.
yeah. What was the name of your favorite childhood?
Dude, the story about how I met Ben Jacobson is interesting. You craft and carry down the block.
Okay.
I was sitting in there chilling, and James Donlin, funny comic, used to be the barman back there. And so I would just come in and just chat with him, and all of a sudden this big dude sits down next to me, and he asks, "How do you know all the barmen?" And I was like, "Oh, he's a comic." And he goes, "Oh, you do comedy?" And then just fast friends. And then
Oh, nice.
that's
Okay.
how I met. He picked me up at a bar. And
Recently?
he spit game. A year,
Yeah, like
a
a
year and a
ago.
half,
Yeah.
year and a
Oh,
half,
okay. And
maybe.
now you're staying at his apartment right
No.
now?
Oh
No.
God, no. Absolutely not. He's talking about just up in the heater with Taco Bell. I can't let that Neanderthal in my house.
Is there Taco Bell in Australia?
There was, dude. There was. It went out of business.
Really?
You make
People
it sound.
don't like Taco Bell in Australia?
Like Mexican food in Australia. I mean, not that I should be calling Taco Bell Mexican food, but dude, we've just got better. Like the fast food that we've got going already was pretty good, man.
You
Like,
guys,
like what?
you
What do
guys
you
love KFC.
yeah, a bit Dirty Bird, mate.
The dirty bird.
Dirty Bird. Is that's the name of a franchise?
That's a slang term for KFC.
I thought that was like an Australian thing.
Dirty
Fried
bird.
wallaby and shit. Is there a fast food chain that only exists in Australia that I wouldn't know about?
Yeah, a Porto.
A Porto?
Yeah,
What do you get there?
Look that up.
Portuguese flame grilled chicken.
Oh,
That
Cheese
sounds
burgers.
nice.
that sounds tight.
yeah.
Fresh, not frozen. Grilled,
Okay.
not fried.
So this
Okay.
sounds like Wendy's. This is your,
Portuguese Chipotle. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's better, man. You got to get it. You got to get it with the chili, man. So good.
Chili. Yeah, that sounds like.
Yeah,
Wendy's.
yeah.
If they got chili.
The big thing though, when it comes to Australia's culinary scene, fast food, we need chicken salt over here in the land of freedom.
Chicken salt.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that salt that's chicken flavored?
Yeah, and it's as good as you think, man.
Chicken
I've
salt.
had. You know what I've had? I was in France one time, and they had like Lay's chips that were rotisserie chicken flavored.
Oh, that sounds
And
nice.
They tasted exactly like a rotisserie.
I would
chicken.
knock
So
out.
it might
I
have
would
been
not.
what that they might have had chicken salt on them or something.
That's probably it, but it was dope, right?
It was very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have knocked out a whole case of that. I'm a chip guy. That's the problem with me. Is I'm a weird chip guy and I'm a weird juice guy. I live for going in the grocery store and seeing like a brand I haven't tried yet and being like, let me give it a go. That's what I live for. An obscure chip flavor.
Chips.
Obscure
you ever go
chips.
to like a bodega in Brooklyn and get chips that don't even have like English words on them?
No, I'm not that dumb. No.
Whoa,
I'm not that
dumb.
I'm not that dumb.
It's just a different culture.
Oh.
No, you're fucking racist, Franklin. Jesus Christ. Hey, Frank, you ever tried a chicharron? I'm not stupid. I would never degrade myself. Something so foreign.
Oh, come on. No, I'm talking like when Lay's has like chicken and waffle flavors. I'll have that. Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
It was all right.
I was in a gas station in like Pennsylvania or Ohio or something.
Yeah.
And they had Smart Food popcorn that was Krispy Kreme glazed donut flavored.
What?
Yeah. I guess it was just like kettle corn, but it just looked so fucking disgusting.
I tell you what I like is Utz crab chips. You familiar? It's basically like Utz with Old Bay seasoning on them. Oh my god, bro! I will.
You like sunflower seeds?
Oh yeah.
Old Bay sunflower seeds?
Never had that. I'll try that though.
Never had that.
Never had that. I'll try that. There was another one. Oh, dude, at Van Leeuwen, they have ice cream that's chocolate, but tapatio. It has it's like somehow infused. It's like spicy, but it's chocolate. I don't rock with that, but I wouldn't like the hot sauce ice cream. That's just me though.
They had mac and cheese flavored ice cream. They were like giving it out in Union Square.
Yeah, I bet they're giving it out. And nobody wants that. They had ranch flavored. Van Leeuwen had a ranch collab with Hidden Valley. What? Like, what's...
You guys got ranch in Australia?
Yeah. It's a terrible, terrible American importation. It's like
I like blue cheese over ranch, or is that also another gross? You don't like blue cheese?
I mean, like, I personally don't really like blue cheese dressing that much, but like,
Bet you'd like it if I fucking covered it in chicken salt.
probably, dude. But I just feel dirty eating ranch. Like, you get some nugs, some ranch, but you can only eat that at home, and you feel like you need to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like I need to take a shower inside of my body. Not like my skin is fine, but inside it's just turmoil. It's a real nightmare. Especially blue cheese. I love blue cheese, but it makes me just fucking the smell of the exhaust.
The exhaust
is a nightmare.
So you're telling me I should get some blue cheese down before this flight, right?
Put some blue cheese on your taco, whatever you get on your Doritos Locos tacos. What do you get in a Taco Bell?
You like the Mexican pizza?
Crunchwrap Supreme.
All right, that's a classic.
And then
I've never had Taco Bell.
What?
Yeah, I know what these things are because I see commercials and shit, but I've never had.
I used to have like these cinnamon twist things at Taco Bell that were really good, a little dessert.
There's a Taco Bell in my hometown that so many times like an employee would like drop a Band-Aid into the food that it got shut down. They got so many reports that it was happening in people's food that they just shut it down.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right?
Long Island, not the place for Taco Bell. Who would have
No.
thought?
Great food on Long Island, though, otherwise.
Good seafood on
Good
Long
pizza,
Island.
good seafood, good delis. The best.
You have good diners, too. That's like the home of the diner to me.
Sure.
Long Island.
Sure.
Sure.
You ever been to Long Island?
I have
Really?
Where at?
some partner's house.
Oh.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Boring lawyer.
Yeah, it was. His house is pretty fucking dope, though.
I bet, yeah. A lot of rich people on Long Island.
Dude, the guy had a fucking baseball batting cage at his house.
I knew a guy who had that going on.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right. Interesting.
He was like just having.
Was it out by the water? Near the
No.
water? No. Oh.
No.
Pauper. Poor guy.
Your baseball cage is
Yeah.
mainland?
Yeah, disgusting, dude.
If it's not on a floating pontoon, I don't want it.
That's right.
So what's the plan being a lawyer? You trying to be like a politician? Or like a political fixer?
No,
Michael
dude.
Cohen?
No, dude. I'm just trying to make money right now, and I want to open up my own gym, bro.
Oh, yeah? It seems like that you're doing it backwards. I'm just lawyering to pay the bills so I can open the gym. That's a very reasonable dream.
Yeah, dude.
good,
But
yeah.
it's like, you need money. I like nice things. You need a roof over your head. But can you imagine that, mate? You just get to hang out at a gym like 10 hours a day. Sounds like heaven to me.
And he doesn't work out. He just watches. He likes to. He just likes to go and watch.
You have cameras on all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, but also, like, if you own the gym, right, you have access to intel that really helps guide your decision-making process, right? So every gym I go to, you got to spend a bit of time, maybe 6 weeks, got to figure out when the MILFs work out.
Jeez.
And so typically, Synergy Fitness on 2nd Ave, if you want the MILFs, you got to get there before 7. That's when they work out, right? But then Ballston, Virginia Square, the MILFs are a little bit more laid back. They get to the gym a little bit later, 7:45. And so,
All right.
and so you're a gym owner, you're there all the time. You know exactly when, so.
So I can aggressively stalk these MILFs.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we're using your alter ego on this podcast. It's not advisable to be like, yeah, I'm trying to get into any business. I'm trying to get into business for the pussy. But hey, man, more power to you.
I really got into
Works
gym
out.
ownership for the chicks. That's really what it was.
For the babes, yeah.
Whoa. Sorry.
That's why I got into crab fishing. All the tang. On Deadliest Catch, they got the hottest babes.
Oh my gosh, she had such a strong back. I mean, you should have seen it.
Yeah, dude.
I am
really sturdy.
very
lady.
sturdy.
Good sea legs. She got her sea legs.
I will say this. There's like 1/4 of my social media timeline is people like doing like crab boils or like seafood boils. I've only been to one in my life, but I'm obsessed with the cooking process. And I know what it is every time because
Sure.
I've seen what it is. It's not changing, but I want to see what maybe they're adding. Are they adding a little, oh, this guy's adding orange juice. This guy's adding lemon juice. This, da. Like, it's basically all the same thing. But I am obsessed with seeing shrimp and the crawdads and the crabs come out, and they throw the Old Bay on them.
Yeah.
We need to have a
Delicious.
seafood boil. We need to have one.
I wonder where you could do that in Manhattan.
Nowhere. Literally.
You should do that in the park.
Yeah. It
See
just
how quickly that gets shut down. Yeah.
just have this burner. Just have this burner set up.
I'll do it on my fire escape. See how quickly. I
If
get
you put more than
evicted.
5 pounds of pressure on the fire escape, that thing's going down.
You ever been to Louisiana?
I have.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah.
This guy loves the South.
Yeah,
You love
I
the
survived.
South.
I survived a harrowing experience as a 18-year-old. I had to spend a summer in Cleveland, Mississippi. Which,
Cleveland, Mississippi.
yeah,
Didn't even
yeah,
know about this place.
even better than Cleveland, Ohio, if you can believe it.
Way better chicks too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what time
anyways.
did the MILFs wake up in Cleveland, Mississippi?
Twice after the rooster crows.
Dude, I don't really know. I wasn't working out back then, but I'd be interested to know, what time do the MILFs work out?
Yeah, for your Excel sheet.
But yeah, no, I survived a Greyhound bus ride from Cleveland, Mississippi to New Orleans.
Jesus.
And at one point, I'd been in America less than a full year at that point.
And you're getting on a hound.
Yeah,
You getting on
yeah.
a hound? You
And,
getting on a hound?
and I was at the Greyhound stop in Baton Rouge, and I was like,
God.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, that is where you die.
Yeah. So,
What'd you see? What kind of characters were looming around?
well, like first at the Cleveland Greyhound stop, right? It was an affiliate, right? So it wasn't.
Wasn't even a hound.
Yeah,
Wasn't even a
it
greyhound.
wasn't even a hound, and like the bus stop was like literally just like a pole, like in this like parking lot, right? And so the bus was running late. It's like hot as sin in Mississippi, and then like I'm just like standing there for a while, and this guy called Cornelius comes up to me, And Cornelius was like, "Hey man, do you like hip hop?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he pulls out a cassette tape. And this is like 2013. And he's like, "Hey man, would you like to buy my tape? Like, I spit straight fire. And like, I'm really, really good." And I was like, "Cornelius, no, I'm not interested." And then he was like, "Well, how about some weed then?" And I was like, "Now you're talking, Cornelius. Like, you should have led with that, bro. I might have been more amenable to the
The mixtape.
yeah, to the mixtape if you'd led with that." And then what you call it? Yeah, it was just scary.
Yeah.
It was just scary. You know, you look outside, like out through the windows in like Baton Rouge. It's just like,
Yeah, it's not a nice area. Not known for being a really pleasant
No.
part of the country.
They do have a series of bars because they have the Louisiana LSU's down there, the big college.
Yeah.
And they have this big bar area that's like gated because they have like 5 or 6 bars inside of like one tight perimeter. They call it Tigerland. I need to go to Tigerland. Bad. Yeah.
Why?
Just to say you experienced it. You know, one of those places where you get a T-shirt that's like, "I survived my experience in Tigerland," or "I survived Tigerland 2023.
They should give you a T-shirt when you take the Greyhound bus. I met Cornelius on the Greyhound bus.
Thanks for choosing
Baton
Hound.
Rouge.
You're lucky you're lucky you made it out alive on a Greyhound in Baton Rouge. Were people just eating like like driving with like gumbo in the back, just like an open pot of gumbo they were cooking in the back?
like essentially, but like dude, like you got there and it's like you just have a look around and you're like, this situation is not good. And then like the self-preservation instincts just like start kicking in. You're like, all right, let me get my back to a wall. Don't look at anyone. Don't engage.
Yeah, they're pretty dicey. I like how what Franklin thinks is dicey is people eating on the bus. Oh, it's probably so bad. They're probably eating the spiciest gumbo. I couldn't handle it.
Too much
so
for
innocent.
me.
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe anyone try to sell you like OxyContin or Percocet or something? I guess that probably wasn't as big of a problem down there in 2013.
Down there, yeah, no. I also think I don't really give off pill addict vibes.
Yeah, but I just,
Mixtape lover,
a
yes.
dude, a dude walking around Baton Rouge, clearly not from there, looking around. People, he's probably here to buy some drugs.
Oh, I did not leave the Greyhound stop.
You stayed?
Oh yeah, we stopped
you
at
got back
Baton
on the
Rouge.
bus.
Yeah, I got back on the bus eventually, but I didn't leave the stop. It was a stopover in Baton Rouge on way to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then how was New Orleans?
Yeah. Where was it? Mardi Gras? Did you go for Mardi Gras?
No. It was I had some friends that were like working down there that summer, so I mean, like New Orleans is like, it's a really, really interesting vibe, right? Because you go down there, the houses are like absolutely beautiful, like the architecture, like the French like flavor is like really interesting, and so it's like New Orleans is a really, really interesting place, but then it's like just pervaded by this like general level of like shittiness as well. Like the roads suck.
Yeah.
It's always really, really hot.
Yeah.
And then it's like, New Orleans, one of the really, really like weird things about it is that there's like almost no buffer between like the really rich and the really, really poor. And so like you'll be there and there'll be these like huge houses with like magnolia trees like out the front, and then you walk like 3 blocks over and it's just shotgun houses, like chained up dog out front. Turn around.
Me and Eli were down there. Roommate Eli. We were down there and we were by like Tulane. We're at
the college, yeah.
all these houses that like I guess professors live in or whatever, just massive, giant, beautiful houses. And then at like the end of one of those streets, there was a gas station where there were dogs walking around the parking lot, and then dudes just like playing dominoes in the parking lot for the gas station. Pretty cool.
That is a pretty good vibe. I'm not gonna lie. That seems like a fun place.
It is all the stuff they tell you to go see. All all the sites. People are like, yeah, it's be awesome. You got to check this out. The history's cool, and you can get a drink, whatever. then no matter what the attraction is, they're also like, also just watch out for yourself. Watch out. Keep your eye on your shoes because people will steal them and you won't even notice. Like, it's just crazy. Just not even making sense how they're pickpocketing you. But yeah, like it. We met a magician, me and Eli. This guy, a street magician, who just kept talking to us because we were like sitting near him. And he was like, "Yeah, just visiting New Orleans." We're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I've been down here for 10 years. It's awesome." He goes, what generally what you want to do down here?" We're like, "Yeah, we're here for like a day or two. Just look around." And he's like, "This neighborhood has got the best hookers in the city." And then he went through each neighborhood. He's like, "The hookers in this area, they're like, all right, a little overpriced." He's like, "If you look on Craigslist, you'll find ads for hookers in the 9th Ward. I wouldn't go there." And we were like, "Yeah, we're not looking. Did we say we were looking for hookers? Dude? Like, we're just enjoying our jambalaya."
Too spicy for me though. Can't do it.
It's okay. But yeah.
I need to go down to New Orleans bad, man. I just like to see it. I've been watching this show
You should.
about this hospital after Hurricane Katrina called 5 Days of Memorial. There's a hospital down there, and basically it was like 2 hospitals in one because there's like an old person living end of life sort of weird thing, and then just a regular hospital. And when Katrina hit, they didn't have like a proper flood evacuation plan, and so they were just like killing people. They were just like leaving them there, like giving them a bunch of morphine. They were just like killing people, and then running off.
What do you mean when Katrina hit? Was Katrina the name of the nurse that hit them? Come on. Yeah, it's crazy how it's still that you go down to that city and you're like, this. It looks like a hurricane happened like 3 days ago.
Really?
A lot of places, it's just
flattened.
They just